I'm in. I'm excited. Man, I love segments. I wonder people like, hey, we're recording. Okay, tell us. Where should they tell us? On the Patreon.
Yeah.
On the patreon.com/explain everything. Tell us what, is this a Patreon or is this everybody?
This is Patreon.
Oh, sick. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up?
In the comments of this post, tell us what segments you like. And if you have an idea for a new segment, let us know. But we got a new segment coming out today. I think you're going to be excited about.
You're going to like it. Just wait for it.
You're going to like the way you look.
I guarantee
You quoted that in the lawsuits in the popcorn.
Lawsuit. What's a class action lawsuit? You're in a class. There's a lot of action. And
you're wearing a suit. Pantsuit? Nope. Lawsuit. We just regurgitate old jokes.
We just did. Yep. That's it. Well, they worked.
What are we talking about today, Neil?
Oh, who are we talking about today? Tyler.
What is Gomorrah?
You know who we're not talking about? Joseph Tilley, because we talk about him in every single episode.
And he doesn't care. Oh, whoa. Remix. DJ Cowley. Jason Derulo.
Just tried to remix something again. Beep, 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 beep. Sorry, Joseph.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Tyler and Neil Explain Everything podcast. Now officially your fourth favorite podcast. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you go to patreon.com/explain everything to get exclusive episodes. Looks like we made it.
It really does look like we've made it now.
Do we say that every time?
We're in double digits on Patreon now.
Hey,
including ours.
Including
if we
ours.
include ours.
Don't take ours out.
Don't take. Oh.
That just means we're invested.
We really are. Besides what we pay for it,
it's like we're buying our own stocks.
We really is that illegal? Are we
inside trading?
Martha Stewart.
Oh my gosh, we're going. Her and Snoop are going to jail.
Isn't that what she got in trouble for?
Yes. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
she
exactly
was like,
what she did.
I'm about to buy a poinsettia, and I'm going to go buy some stock in Johnny's poinsettia.
She's in that TikTok commercial. Do you see that one about the lady that there's a TikTok commercial? It's a bunch of people talking about a TikTok person who knocked a hole through their wall, and they found another room in their apartment they didn't know was there, and they're like going just regular everyday people talking about it. And then Martha Stewart is in there. She's punched a hole through her wall, and she's got a hammer. She's like, there's not another room. And then her assistant's like, well, go to the next room. And it's like in the middle of a TikTok commercial. She's just in there.
That's amazing.
She's trying to get back out there.
It all starts on TikTok.
To jail.
Oh, gosh. That's why there's no room. She's Shawshank Redemption it.
Oh.
She's digging her way through.
Andy.
Making my way downtown, crawling through a sewer, into the rain, and standing up with my arms out. Why don't you start running?
Another original.
Huh?
You keep...
I started singing again, didn't I? I sing in my TikToks too. Like, I need to stop singing.
No, don't stop singing. Has anyone said Tyler stop singing yet?
Yes.
Then don't.
Constantly.
No, they're not.
Give the people what they want.
Are they on the Patreon? Then we don't pay attention to them.
It's like Steve Jobs said: if I gave people what they wanted a faster flip phone.
Yeah.
And I gave them the iPhone.
Idiots.
So you guys are like, we want you to quit singing. I'm going to give you more of it.
Who are we talking about today, Tyler?
Will Ferrell.
William W. Ferrell.
Well, ferret.
Not his name.
If he was an animal.
Oh yeah, he's not like a golden retriever, like a ferret. Roman has a ferret, but we think that ferret has some mental disabilities.
Okay, that's fair. What about Will Ferrell?
Oh,
like
Ferrell.
Because I'm happy. You know what I'm talking about?
He could do it.
How's he known for that? This is the dude that was in Nerds. You remember Nerds?
Yeah.
Dirty Dog.
Yeah,
and that song.
And he's known for
He's known for Happy, a kids video songs thing.
And overplayed.
Oh, but also underrated. Gary Vee would say, "Oh, you play it for the attention." Cuss word.
I think that he does a song called "Freedom" that I like actually a lot better.
Don't it feel good?
It's amazing.
Amanda sings that around the house for no reason. Freedom, don't feel good. I was like, I don't even know what that is.
Like, stop,
Amanda.
Stop. I'm the only one that sings around here.
Yeah, I'm the singer, even though you sing on stage sometimes.
We're gonna split this up into different categories. We have the early years of Will Ferrell as a little bitty baby.
Yeah, little baby Jesus, praying little baby Jesus.
There goes my puppy dog. There goes my. That's wrong.
Mine was a Will Ferrell quote, but yours was just a thing. I don't know what that was. All right, guys, we're going to take a moment to pray for Neil. Neil's going through some stuff. He's Roman's ferret over here.
Yeah. Then we're going to go through his career, which that is a large section on here, and then his personal life, and then what he has coming up next. Those are things you have to look forward to.
On today's episode of God with the Wind. That's a movie, not a show.
It is. It's a series. It's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
No.
Okay. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they do a thing where they take a movie and they decide if it would be good as a Netflix miniseries.
Okay.
Would our show be good?
100%.
Netflix, call me.
Netflix, I know you're listening.
We'll have to see because we make a lot of money on our Patreon.
No, we're almost
We
there.
make money on the Patreon. Patreon. You guys, you make it
Will
happen.
Ferrell is one of my
I love when you redirect me. I'll take something and grind. I am like a puppy that peed and then I'm just shoving my face in the pee.
You're going to find out that's something that Will Ferrell does. What you do and why you're beloved by an entire nation.
Nobody
in Germany.
loves me.
Hey, Germany. Du bist doof und hässlich. Er ist zu Hause, wasche sein Hosen.
Wow. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Stormtroopers. You know Stormtroopers came from Hitler? You know that?
Oh, I believe that.
It was like they were called the SS. They were his stormtroopers.
Oh, dang.
That's true. So Darth Vader was.
They can't shoot worth a dang.
No, they're not good shooters.
No,
not at the long knives. Remember that? That was when Hitler really showed his true side. He killed all of his German.
Shot, boys.
The first mass murders Hitler did were on his own German people. He took out a bunch of people that were threats to him in the military that could had loyalty. So he killed them. Killed them all. They call it the Night of the Long Knives. He essentially had them all executed in one night. They went in their homes and just killed them.
Oh, dang.
His guard did. They just made up a bunch of stuff about each of them. Because, he was elected in a democracy. And so it was like, if you're going to get rid of democracy, you got to kill out anybody that could be a threat.
Yeah.
So he killed everybody that night that would have been a threat.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he started taking out other people.
That's not good.
You got to secure the bag before you secure the bag. That's what he did.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
Wow.
Go.
Will Ferrell. We're talking about Will Ferrell.
I'm the worst.
Okay, let's talk early years. So he's a sports guy.
Yeah.
Played football.
Yeah.
Played
he ran
soccer.
Track. He ran track in college.
He's run several marathons. He and his wife have run. She's from Sweden. They've run several marathons. She's what?
She's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Ice is nice. Iceland is nice, man.
They have both. He and his wife have run the Boston Marathon and the New York City Marathon. They did the Boston Marathon in 4 minutes and 4 minutes.
Pretty quick.
They were actually on fire while they ran it. Wow. No, they 4 hours and 6 minutes, which is, that's a really good time.
Yeah.
When I look at Will Ferrell, I don't go,
he's a runner.
Yeah, he's a track star. So in high school, he was not somebody that he wasn't a class clown. He was on student council. He played football in high school, just fairly normal guy. But he started as he was going through high school to get a little bit more into the, hey, I might be funny. So one of the very first times that he knew that he could be funny, he's in class with a bunch of his friends. And the math teacher says, hey, today we're going to do some different exercises. And he stands up in the middle of class and just starts doing jumping jacks and yelling at the top of his lungs. And they kicked him out of the class and he got to come back in. He's like, I think this might be a thing.
It might be a thing. I'll make a living on it.
Oh, gosh. And has he? And how? You know where he went to college?
USC. I did know that, actually.
Yeah. He's pretty vocal about that. He's a big fan.
Yeah.
I feel like he talks about it a little bit.
He went and talked to the USC team when Pete Carroll was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done a bunch of, so that's even the thing what he did with the Oakland A's where he played baseball for a little while and then he goes to these, he's really connected to sports, which is funny. I don't look at him and go, man, he's definitely.
But he's athletic and he can sing. He's a legit singer.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of him and Robert Downey Jr. with Norm Macdonald where they're they're supposed to be 60s thugs, greasers. And it was on SNL and they're sitting there and Robert Downey Jr. stands up and he goes, in their middle of talking, we're going to have to go fight him. He goes, we're going to have a fight tonight. Sings. And then he goes back to the group and Norm Macdonald goes, what was that? Why'd you just go sing that?
Yeah, he didn't sing.
And Will Ferrell stepped in and sang too. But they're a good singer. Okay, go ahead.
So when he was at USC, he studied journalism. He said that this is actually some of the things that helped him with Anchorman because he knew and understand how all that stuff worked and the inside scoop on it, which makes sense. It came in handy. So in college, what he did to build, I feel like you would do this. Tyler does something where he does not, if he is in public, he does not do anything quietly. If you're filming, if you're out there, whatever, he does it at the top of his lungs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've always done that.
I think it's just it's a side effect from recording 2,000 YouTube videos.
It might be.
Just yell
you
everything.
just don't care, and you're super, super loud. So what he did is he would get embarrassed and talk himself out of actually doing these funny things in college and at the end of high school. So in college, he had a job where he would take the AV cart with the projector and the gear across campus, and he had to push the cart. So what he started doing is he would walk behind this cart, pushing it with his pants completely down. And he would tell his friends, I mean, like out in the courtyard, there's people everywhere. He would tell his friends when he was going to do it and tell them, listen, when I start going through, I want you to start heckling me. Like I have my pants down at my feet and I'm pushing this cart. You start heckling me. And he said, your job is to incite everyone else to laugh and make fun of me. And he said he did it to build up his tolerance to being made fun of.
To being in public.
Right. So in public, he doesn't care.
Can I tell a story?
Yes.
I know it's about Will Ferrell, but can I tell a story about something I used to do in high school? I think I've told you this. What I used to do in high school that was similar to this, I would get a water bottle and I would squirt it on my pants.
Yeah, that's right.
And I would go and just walk up into a group of people and just start talking. You kind of stand in a circle,
happened.
act like nothing's wrong. And then somebody noticed, like, dude, did you pee your pants? Like, oh my gosh, no, I would never. And they're like, your pants are so wet. I go, what is that?
Act like you had no idea.
I had no idea.
Like,
and then if they call me, I go, peeing, it's really cool right now. Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it.
And so I would like fake pee my pants in the high school.
That's brilliant.
Is it?
Yeah, it gets your tolerance to being made fun of way up there.
And so I stick every video on YouTube. I still do it 3 times a day. Go ahead.
He would dress up as a janitor and walk into his friends' classes at USC and pretend to start cleaning the room or working on the maintenance stuff. And he's not that guy. You know, like we used to call him walkthroughs, but it's like you don't have a whole lot of lines, whatever. And he had his outfit that he would do, and he would just show up. And after a while, like they actually thought that he was one of the janitors. He would only do it in his friends' classes, and they knew it was him the whole time.
That's
Inside
amazing.
Jokes.
That's literally, I will do stuff in meetings and hang out just so that we could talk about it later.
One of the first things we ever did to Rick Bizette, this is 1996. A buddy of mine, we would dress up like electricians, and he was in the middle of his message. He's talking to a room full of 700 students, and we walk through with ladders and tool belts and everything, and go over and work on something, an electrical box up the corner, and never address him. We're behind him. We never say a thing. Act like the room isn't even there, and just keep going. And he turns around and looks at us. What's funny is, so you remember the idea with Collide Night, where we had the scissor lift come out, and then Chuck Jeffcoats is up there with the
dinosaur
outfit. That's what that came from. That's like, okay, we need to do something that is so ridiculous, and you never address it. Act like it's not happening.
Well, the thing
I almost got fired for that one.
The dinosaur.
Oh yes.
Well, he was up there, and it was funny. And then the person speaking got real serious. And so now he's just like he's trying to sink down in with his dinosaur costume.
Do it. So Rick is actually, he wasn't in the room at the time, but he's calling me because people are letting him know that all this stuff's going. He's like, you need to shut that down. I'm like, Pastor, I can't.
It's too late.
We're too far in it. I can't do it now.
That was my favorite of not one. If you say, Tyler, what was your favorite thing that New Life Church has ever done?
Well,
that Collide Night, hands down,
one of my
is my favorite day. It was my favorite night of anything. It's not even close. It's my favorite night of anything that's ever happened at New Life.
You, in that Collide Night, you had one of my favorite segments ever with the science ladies.
Oh yeah,
when they blew stuff up, and you were getting them so riled up. You're like, hey, you guys are like, woo!
I got her yelling.
She's screaming.
She goes, it's about to blow up, and she got off stage. They got off stage. I turned back and forth, and I literally fell. I hurt my shoulder pretty bad.
No,
I fell straight to the ground and then rolled off the platform. It hurt so bad.
So if you guys don't know what we did, we filled up a they were like giant trash
55-gallon tubs.
Yeah,
with ping pong balls.
Yes, ping pong balls.
Was it?
Yeah.
And then put dry ice at the bottom
and some kind of a chemical in there that made it explode.
Yeah,
but it's like timed. You don't know when it's actually going to go.
Yeah,
and these science ladies from the Science Museum in downtown Little Rock were so excited. You incited them to a fever pitch. That's the greatest day of their lives. I guarantee you, because they do these displays.
We do a podcast together. We call it Science Ladies and TT. I'm Tyler. I play the TT role because this is my initials, TT.
Oh my gosh! There are times where I'm around people who were in that night, and all you have to do is go woo, and they immediately know what you're talking about.
Because she started doing it.
She couldn't help it.
And I was doing it again to make fun of her. And then I would turn to the crowd and be like, oh my gosh, she's lost her mind.
That was good.
Funny.
That was good.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
All right. Will Ferrell.
Wow.
We're back.
Welcome back.
Will Ferrell's career. So you know where he trained. You know this. We talked about this.
Was he Second City?
No. There's only one other one.
The Groundlings.
Groundlings.
Okay.
Yeah, in LA. I knew you knew that. Who was in his graduating class was Kristen Wiig, Kathy Griffin, so sorry, and Lisa Kudrow.
Oh my gosh, that's a solid team.
That's a solid
What year
team.
was he graduate? Because
Sherry O'Terry was in there with him.
Lisa Kudrow started Friends in like 93 or 94.
Yeah, he was before that, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So his first acting gigs were on sitcoms. There was one called Living Single and Grace Under Fire. I have watched zero of either one of those.
I've seen some Grace Under Fire.
What is Grace Under Fire?
It's about a lady named Grace, and she's under fire. I don't know. What was the other one?
You just added it's about some lady and then the actual title.
What is? It's about a lady named Grace.
Well, naturally.
What's the other one?
Living Single.
No, I've never seen that. Is it? I've lived in Living Color.
I thought I was going to say that.
I saw Chris Rock talking the other day. He said, "I got fired from SNL, went to Living Color, and it shut down a week later."
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, he was talking about it. Sorry, go ahead.
When he auditioned for Saturday Night Live, 75 other people were auditioning right alongside him.
Yeah.
Have you seen his audition tape?
Yes.
What is the thing you remember from it?
He curled up like a kitty cat, playing with a ball of yarn, for like an extended period of time.
Way too long. And he fielded business calls in between it. Like he would all of a sudden answer the phone and take a sales call, go back down, immediately go back to patting the ball as like a cat.
Isn't he the only person? Because they don't laugh in those.
Oh, right. He's the only one that they were
the only one that they laughed.
It.
Yeah, Lauren Michaels laughed.
So he did. So he had two. He had two auditions. Like I didn't realize this. His first audition, he walked up to Lauren Michaels. So it was like the pre-auditions. Like they're trying to screen everybody to figure out who. Can you imagine the amount of people before 75? In that large group of people, he walks up to Lauren Michaels, opens up a briefcase full of cash. It's fake cash. It is full. He opens it up and he goes, "This is what is in store for you if you choose me." And then he leans over to Lauren and he tells him a couple of the ideas he has for what he wants to do in his audition. And Lauren says, "Nah, I wouldn't do that." He goes, "Okay." And he changed it on the spot.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He's like, okay, he actually might have saved me because I wasn't going to do it. Wow. Yeah. His angle for anything he did with SNL and some of the Groundling stuff was exactly what you said. He said, "I don't know if I'm going to be as quick-witted as everybody else." He never did stand up. He couldn't do it. He said, "It's way too embarrassing." He said, no, it wasn't embarrassing. It was intimidating.
Yeah.
He said, "It's just too brutal." He said, "Instead of being quick-witted or clever, my thing that I'm going to be known for is taking everything too far."
Which is my favorite.
It's exactly what you do. When he said that, I didn't realize that was his thing. Like it was so... He does it in almost everything, but I didn't realize it was, you plan to do this. So he said, is an example of that. And one of the first things is, instead of yelling at somebody, he said, you yell at them so loud and so long that you lose your voice in the process. He said, if you could damage your own vocal cords, he would do that. Now that paid off. He's the highest paid member of SNL in SNL history. Made $350,000.
More than Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, do you mean like from the show?
From the show.
Oh,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler was fired.
Yeah.
I think he meant like made the most from his movies.
Yes. Yeah. So his first feature film role, you know what it was?
No.
Think about the first time you ever saw him in a movie.
Like where he's a main person?
No, he's just in a film.
I mean, because I would have said Night at the Roxbury as his first movie, but he was a main guy. I don't know. What is it?
He's Dr. Evil's assassin, Mustafa, in Austin Powers. And it's a quick, it's not long.
No.
Mustafa. He's wearing like that red little cap on his head.
Yeah, he looks like a Secret Squirrel's Morocco mole. Yeah.
That's it. So after he'd filmed Old School with a bunch of those guys, he wound up in something called the Frat Pack. I didn't realize this is a group.
I've heard of it.
Do you know who's in it?
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, which you naturally go.
Owen Wilson.
Yes, both Wilson brothers.
Who else would be in that? Is Paul Rudd in that?
No.
There's that whole little.
There's three other. Ben Stiller.
Of course. Okay. Yeah.
Jack Black.
Ooh.
Which I wouldn't have put him in that.
He was in Saving Silverman, but that wasn't any of them.
He was in that group.
Group.
The reason I call it the Frat Pack is because they were like, we're over the top, we're crazy, we're party animals, all that stuff. The other person I didn't know that was in there is Steve Carell.
Really? Oh, I
He
guess
was
that because
in that
Anchorman.
group. Yes.
So that's why I said Paul Rudd is because Anchorman.
Yes. Now, what I didn't realize is Will Ferrell beat Steve Carell out for the spot on SNL.
So he auditioned at the same time?
Yes.
And then he went over to the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, think about that, like how people got there. It's
crazy.
I didn't realize that. So he and Steve Carell are very good friends. It's the reason why in The Office when they're trying to bring in,
D'Angelo.
Yes.
Vickers.
Amazing.
Right.
So a couple of unknown things about his movie career, which I think a lot of people may know this. Like he made Elf. He was terrified to do Elf. He's like, I'm going to make fun of me. It's going to bomb. It's going to be weird. But they offered to make Elf 2. They offered him $28 million to do it, and he turned it down.
It's because he had enough Patreon subs.
So Elf was originally written for Jim Carrey.
I could see it. I think pretty much every comedy role was over the top was written for him.
It was written right after Ace Ventura 2.
Okay.
And I didn't realize as well, like a lot of people write movies and you write it for whoever you think it could be. A bunch of them are written specifically for a person. And then if they turn it down, then it becomes something different. So
that's what when John Grisham writes a book, he has in his mind for the main character, he pictures an actor being that role, and that's the first person they pitch it to.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, like Pelican Brief, Denzel, that was who he thought of when he was writing it.
Good call on that one.
Yeah.
Denzel. So, Hot Rod, originally written for Will Ferrell.
It was the second greatest movie ever made.
Not Adam Sandberg, or Andy Samberg, which was like,
but they wrote it. Andy and his friends wrote it.
He ended up
being in it.
Executive producing it for him. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's incredible.
That movie... For pretty much like a 2-year time span, if you came to my house, I'd be like, we'd be hanging out, pausing the talk. Hey, do you want to watch Hot Rod? That's what I would do. My man would be like, all right, I'm going to my room.
I'm done.
He's like, please don't leave.
No. He founded Funny or Die with Adam McKay, and they're the ones that created like Between Two Ferns. He's really good friends with Zach Galifianakis. They
produced it. Scott Aukerman and...
didn't write it, but they produced it.
Yeah. And then Funny or Die... Like his first skit on there was like his daughter when she was like 2 at the door, and she's like cussing at him.
She's cussing him out. That's right. That was a good one. Yeah. That was a really good one. So a couple other things here. We already said that he played for the Oakland A's in 2015. He does a lot of different charity events or charity moments. And I didn't realize he has a real concern and a care for cancer patients, cancer victims, families of people who are dealing with cancer. So the money from the ticket sales of the Oakland A's game that he went out and I think he pitched. No, he played in the outfield or like third base or something like that. But he played in the game. And they hyped up the game ahead of time so they could actually sell more tickets. They packed the entire stadium out. And in 2015, all of the money from those ticket sales went to a fund that he started. It's called Cancer for College. It's actually college students and families that are affected by cancer. And he has also done something where he created his own brand of sunscreen. And he's on the packaging, like the bottles, the tubes of sunscreen or whatever, and it has like a ridiculous name for it. He made a lot of money for it, and it's basically all the proceeds from that sunscreen go toward skin cancer patients and a fund that he started by himself. So he definitely has a huge care for victims of or people that deal with cancer.
Wow, this got real serious while I was going.
It did. Yeah, it did. It was good.
Okay.
His dream role. If you ask him what is the role he wants to play more than any other role, and I can't tell if he's being serious, what do you think it is?
Harry Potter.
You wish?
Yeah, I wish.
What would he do? Will it Ferrell? Will it Ferrell?
Isn't Ferrell mean you can't have kids?
No, Ferrell, no. That's,
like a feral cat?
No.
What does that mean?
You're sterile. Sterile.
What does feral mean? Well, like if I say it's a feral cat.
Feral cat means you're crazy. You used to be
crazy cat.
Used to be domesticated and then it's set out into the wild, and you're crazy now.
Okay.
Feral.
Got it.
What do you think is his dream role?
I don't know.
He wants to portray Simon Cowell in an American Idol docudrama.
Oh my gosh.
He thinks he could do it. He thinks he could pull it off because he did an entire movie in Spanish. He learned Spanish to be able to do that movie. He doesn't speak an English word in that movie. I mean, I feel like he could do it. He's a pretty good study. I love his ad lib and all that kind of stuff. Is really good.
So good.
Chad Smith. You know the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Looks just like him.
Yeah.
He did a thing with him on, was it Jimmy Kimmel?
Tonight Show.
Tonight Show.
Yeah. The drum off. And he's done this for charity. The two of them have gotten together and done it for charity and for talk shows for sure. Conan O'Brien, when he was what do you call it, the lead? I don't know. When he was on the Tonight Show on NBC, which has been a while now.
Yeah, because he only did it for like 9 months.
I don't know how long he did it.
Replaced with Jai Leno.
Oh, gosh. Well, replaced back again.
Yeah.
He took it
Back
over.
again.
When Conan O'Brien was on, when he had that show, the first guest he had on was Will Ferrell. The last guest he had on was Will Ferrell. Yeah, because they're really good friends. When he was on SNL, his roommate was Jon Stewart.
On SNL?
When
was Jon Stewart on?
No, they were just close.
Oh, they just lived together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Well, so during that, I mean, think about that. Like to have somebody like that you could bounce ideas off of, you could talk about stuff.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Keep you sharp. That's the thing. Like you can tell people that are good at like improv or like pretty quick. It's like they enjoy being around other people who are quick because it helps like sharpen their stuff. So I could see that.
Yeah, it would help him.
Yeah.
So he has made $20 million for each one of these films: Kicking and Screaming.
Oh, that's a good one.
Bewitched. I haven't seen Kicking and Screaming.
Oh, it's good. It's
is that the soccer one?
Yeah, it's for kids.
Bewitched with Nicole Kidman, Talladega Nights.
Oh my gosh.
Semi-Pro, and Land of the Lost. Has anyone seen any like Land of the Lost? Is off. I didn't finish the movie. It was so bad.
It was boring.
20 million.
What's your favorite out of all those?
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hands down.
So good.
He only made $7 million for Anchorman.
Because it was one of his early ones?
Yeah. And it was like it was a gamble.
Did you watch Anchorman 2?
Yeah. Oh, not good.
Not good.
I understand that they're trying. It's really hard to go back. It's why he didn't do Elf 2. He should have not done that with Anchorman, but they probably gave him a lot of money. So Blades of Glory with him and John Heater. It was written for Ben Stiller first.
Really? Oh, he'd be good at it too.
Yeah, he would have been.
But him and Heater have like they had a good dynamic. I'm surprised they haven't done more together.
I haven't seen that movie.
Blades of Glory?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's pretty good.
Is it really?
It's pretty funny, yeah.
I don't know why I thought that. I think it was because it was after like Land of the Lost or in there with all those. I'm like, I don't want to.
No, it wasn't bad. I remember there were parts I laughed at. I mean, I haven't seen it in a decade.
It's ice skating, right?
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
It's ridiculous.
It's kind of funny.
It's so funny. It's Talladega Nights, but with ice skating.
Oh,
that's what it is,
okay. Yeah. Okay. I love Talladega Nights.
So funny.
Hilarious.
Talladega Nights has, it's so him and John C. Reilly, they're incredible dynamic. They were in Sherlock Holmes movie together, right?
Yeah, they actually were.
Titus loves the Sherlock Holmes books, like legit books, and he wants to watch that one. I'm like, I don't think that's it.
I don't think, no.
No, we went to all play in Broadway about Sherlock.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was a mix between that and A Christmas Carol, like the Scrooge thing.
Okay.
And it was good.
So he, with that, as Holmes and Watson, I think is what they call that movie, with him and John C. Reilly.
Like that, yeah.
So I think he played Holmes, but he was supposed to play the other guy alongside Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh, and he was going to be Sherlock? That makes sense.
Yeah, and then he passed on it, so he
moved
gifted
him up,
John C. Reilly. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, they split it, which so very similar to that. Daddy's Home, which
Mark Wahlberg.
I didn't finish that first one.
Yeah.
Did they do a second one?
Yeah, and it had
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson was
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow was the passionate, caring, calm dad, and then Mel Gibson was like, "Have you seen?" Okay, so have you? I'm sorry,
hey,
that was very, very intimate. Sorry, guys.
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's there was a clip. It was the tall guy from The Office. What was his name? He came in from Saber.
I know who you're talking about.
He was doing an interview on Conan, and he was talking about a improv, like not like where they sharpen their skills, an improv thing that they did back when he was doing improv.
Okay,
and they would take Mel Gibson. Remember the movie Ransom?
Yes.
Mel Gibson over the give me back my son.
Right, yeah.
So the thing was, at any time, like while you're talking, you're hanging out, whatever, anything could be happening.
Yeah.
And somebody turns to somebody in their face and goes, give me back my son.
My
and then what you have to do is you have to keep yelling, give me back my son into people's faces until somebody breaks.
Wow.
And so they did it on the show and they just started yelling. They're like, nose to nose, give me back my son.
That's amazing.
That's very loose.
I forgot about that. Ron Howard directed.
Wow.
Was it Ron Howard's son was the kid in there? I think he was. So Daddy's Home, he was supposed to play the intimidating Mark Wahlberg character. And they were going to have Ed Helms play his role.
Why in the world do people keep backing out of his movies? Like he's got one person who's supposed to partner with him and then they always leave. And then he moves roles and then that's where.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it says what's wild about it is it shows his range because he was supposed to do this one and he jumps over and does the other one and he does a great job. There's not a lot of movies that he's bombed on, I don't think. Not that I think. Okay, personal life. He's married to Vivica Paulin.
Oh yeah.
She I was very shocked by that. Yeah. He met her in acting classes. She's hilarious.
So funny.
And she's from Sweden, and they have 3 kids. They go to Sweden. They what? That's funnier the second time than it was the first time.
If you ever say Sweden, I will ask if she's sweet, if they're sweet every time you do it from now on. Sweet. As long as I forget.
They go to Sweden every year. He speaks fluent Swedish.
Of course he does.
Naturally.
Yeah. Wasn't he in an Iceland movie on Netflix?
Yeah. With
Rachel McAdams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have watched 0.0% of that movie.
I'll watch a portion of it. I actually have been to like a couple of the places they were in Iceland.
That's right.
There's a church he's leaning out of and yelling at her. We took our photo in front. I have a picture of that church that I took with my camera.
And he's behind you leaning out of the church.
Yeah. That's where I was like, Will. And he was like, I'm from Sweden.
Is this your wife? Yeah.
I said, is she sweet?
Is she sweet?
Yeah. Really funny.
He's got a couple of movies coming up. Well, he's in right now. He's in The Shrink Next Door with Paul Rudd. Have you seen it? I heard
it's really good.
It's different.
Okay, I've heard it's not very good just now.
No. It's honestly, it's not bad. What it is, so it's based off of, they say loosely based off of a real story. And it's this relationship between him. So he's Jewish, and so is his psychiatrist, who's played by Paul Rudd. And he is like panic attacks, nervous. His father's passed away, and he now is taking over like a textiles and fabric company. And he's going through all these midlife crises or whatever. He's not married, doesn't have a girlfriend. And Paul Rudd kind of takes him in, but Paul Rudd starts realizing his character's like, hey, you've got a ton of money. You've got all this wherewithal. He's taking advantage of him in this scenario, and the people around him are telling him that he is, but he refuses to believe it. So it's like every time, it's like you don't know who to root for in this one. You're like, wait a minute, I like their characters. So they're in New York City. They have very thick New York accents and Jewish like it's incredible.
This is like my accent.
It's 100%
Jewish New York accent.
New York accent. Yeah. Yes, naturally.
I get that a lot.
100%. I get that a lot. Yeah. So he's in that. I think it's is it a 10-part? I think it's a 10-part series.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Apple Plus.
Oh, cute.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
You have Apple Plus?
Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you do. And he's in Spirited with Ryan Reynolds, which I think we should check this. You should talk for a second, and I'll check. Okay. I think it's a musical because it's what he did that scene when Ryan Reynolds did the.
I could be gone. Yeah. Fun fact about Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. Both of them, Ryan Reynolds known for his looks. Will Ferrell known for his comedy. Fun fact about him, you look at them and you think, okay, they're good looking guys. They got a good set of teeth. They got both of their bottom sets of teeth. They're pretty jacked up.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't notice that.
Well, pay attention.
Pay
attention, up. Neil.
So it is a reimagining of A Christmas Carol. It is an American Christmas themed musical that Octavia Spencer's in, Ryan Reynolds, and Will Ferrell. And so that's why. So I've seen behind the scenes footage that people have posted on TikTok of them living in this town, and they're all these people in a period piece are out in the streets singing and dancing, and it's like Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell right there in the front. It's like you're like, what in the world? Of course they would do that.
Yeah,
they would stretch themselves.
Oh my gosh, they're so talented right now. We should do an episode on Ryan Reynolds.
If only we did.
If only we already did.
Ryan Reynolds.
He's
great. He's great.
Ryan
You want to 3v3 this thing?
More than anything in the world.
I got it right.
Welcome to the party, pal. This is 3v3.
All right. This was your idea on this one, and I like your idea.
What is it?
The 3v3.
Oh, what was my idea?
Best supporting cast.
You know what? You can have the idea.
No, it's not.
You did
my
all
idea.
the work for
No, this is a good idea. So 3v3. We each pick 3 different people, characters, things, whatever things. 3 of the 10 rings. We pick. So what we're gonna do is people that have acted alongside of Will Ferrell. It could be on SNL. It could be in a movie. It could be on TV. It could be on Broadway. It could be off Broadway. It could be. It could be code. It could be anything. So, what do you want to do? You want to go?
No, you go first. You've done all the work. Let's go.
I honestly think so. It's his best friend. John C. Reilly is the best person to go. It's like John C. Reilly doesn't mind playing idiot,
the
sidekick, and he does it perfectly. But I think in Step Brothers, they both were at the same level. There wasn't one that I liked more than the other, and that is tricky when you're alongside Will Ferrell.
Okay.
John C. Reilly.
Dope. I'm going to go Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
they did Daddy's Home together. They did other guys. I don't know.
That's right. That was the cop movie.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in Daddy's Home. Yeah, it's in Daddy's Home. I see this movie has happened again. It happened in Date Night with Steve Carell and Tina Fey, where Mark Wahlberg's character's in there. He's not wearing a shirt. The same thing happens to Mark Wahlberg. So Will Ferrell, he smashes through a wall I think it's in Daddy's Home. Mm-hmm. His head is sticking out of a wall, and Mark Wahlberg comes around the corner. He's not wearing a shirt, and he's like, "Man, what are you doing up there?" Hey, man, what are you doing up there in the wall? Whatever. And Will starts to tell him, he was like, "Man, put a shirt on. Like, what is wrong with you, Mark? Like, he didn't say Mark.
Yeah,
Mark, put a shirt on.
Mark."
That combination, I think, is great.
So good.
Mark Wahlberg is funny.
He is funny. He was in Ted.
Like
remember with
what's Ted?
Ted's the one with him and the little bear.
You're the only one that does TED Talks. That's the only one I know.
Hey, don't stop it.
Right there.
No, Ted. It's the Family Guy guy.
Teddy bear.
Yeah, Family Guy.
The Family Guy.
He was funny in that.
Yep.
You didn't watch it probably.
I'm trying to figure out if Sherry O'Terry, which I have absolutely butchered the spelling on her name. Is it Cheri? It probably is.
Yes.
I wrote it wrong. It's like I wrote it like a lunch lady. So
it's okay, man.
I think what she did with him on SNL is just they've never
good.
worked together in like a movie, have they?
Him and Amy Poehler have, but I don't know if him and Sherry O'Terry have.
I think those two combined were just genius.
Okay.
Sherry O'Terry is very similar to John C. Reilly, not afraid to make fun of yourself or be this back and forth. Yeah, I think it's their time on the Groundlings that helped them do good things.
Okay, so I wanted to say Owen Wilson because he I love the contrast between Owen's like this, and then Will Ferrell's like over the top, and it's a good contrast. Yeah. But I probably Chris Kattan because they just bam, 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 bam. I'm gonna have Chris Kattan because they catch you, they're gonna bump you, gonna bump you in the middle like you're the middle best part of the Oreo. Yeah.
It's probably not fair to say the entire cast of Anchorman.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out who. No, that's a lot.
It's our podcast. Do whatever you want. Yeah.
So, Brick, Steve Carell's character Brick,
I love Lamp.
is unreal.
So funny.
And he doesn't play that type of character in anything else he's done. Mm. He sounds similar in a lot of his movies, but Paul Rudd in those movies is
so good.
Genius. Who's Champ? Who's the guy?
Oh, that's I know you're talking about. The guy he does The Office. He's the guy the outside salesman.
Yeah.
In The Office. I can't remember his name.
He's like the guy who's always going to get sued.
Yeah.
Because of inappropriate behavior. That's the other thing about Will Ferrell. He has been around. Okay, James Caan in Elf.
Yeah.
That father. Will Ferrell gets great people around him in these movies. I didn't realize that as much. Like he rarely is in a movie where he carries the entire thing.
Yeah, he's and even whenever it's like not a buddy cop or buddy situation, like he's played with some incredible like Amy Poehler, the Anchorman. What was her name? Like the females that
Christina Applegate.
These females that he is in these movies with.
Yeah.
Molly Shannon from Superstar.
Yeah.
Like the people he's partnered up with, they are
so good.
You think, Will Ferrell's so funny. They're just as good as him. It's like he is not afraid of putting himself next to somebody who's just as good. Yep. He's not going to put anything in his contract that says I can't be beat up in this movie.
You're right.
Because he'll do whatever it takes.
You would say I have to be beat up in this movie.
Yeah. Exactly. You have to punch me.
All right. Who's your
third for me? His best co-pilot in a movie.
Yeah.
Is him in his underwear. So his whitey tighties.
He gets naked in almost every undressed in every. You're right.
Old school. He's in his underwear running around at some
it's
point.
Always tighty whities. It's never something
boxers.
Where they're trying.
No, it's funny.
No,
got to tuck it up.
That's hilarious.
Can I say that?
It's hilarious.
I'm on
fire. You're not. I'm gonna put this knife right through my leg.
Tom Cruise, do your magic on me. Your Scientology. So good.
How much of that? Oh, it's quote worthy. Yeah.
So hot right now.
You ready for our new segment?
New one? Yes.
Here we go.
Okay.
This is a new segment that Tyler has mentioned a couple of episodes ago, and our producers got together and our cast and crew
got the approval from the network.
They made this happen. You ready for it? New segment called
Who would win in a foot race? Spoiler alert, it's not going to be Danny DeVito, because he's slow.
Bro, that song slaps.
This is a brand new segment called
It's like
Foot
a beat
Race.
from Drive.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I feel like we should be slow-mo
It's called
driving.
synthwave is what that type of music is called.
So sick. It'll probably get marked on YouTube.
It's 100% going to get his red flag.
Sorry.
So foot race is who would win in a foot race? Us or Will Ferrell?
You know, he did run track in college.
He did.
But he wasn't like sprints.
Right.
It was
so
long
how
distance.
long of a foot race are we talking? Are we talking 100-yard dash?
100, 200, you got the 400, you got, 60. What do you think?
Any numbers you want to put there? 62,000?
800, 1600. No, I'm doing like actual track races.
Yeah,
Okay, so 100-meter dash. Who wins?
I think we could beat him.
Yeah, hands down. 200-meter. We could beat him. That's halfway round. Halfway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 400. This is the man's race. 400, you got to pretty much sprint a whole lap.
Yeah.
He's got a long stride, so I think it could be
tall.
tough.
How tall is he?
He's like 6'3".
See,
Right?
no, I'm 6'3". He can't be 6'3".
You're 6'3"?
Yeah.
You lying. You lying in my face, man. You ain't got a lot to kick it.
His height is he's 6'3".
Oh, wow. It's almost like I was correct.
Paul Rudd is only 5'10". Mark Wahlberg's 5'8". Wow.
He's working out. That's why he works out so much.
Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Stiller's 5'7".
Who is?
Ben Stiller. He's a tiny human.
He's a little big guy.
So in the 400, I think we could still do it.
Yep.
But after that, I don't think.
I can take him in the 800.
You could. I couldn't.
I bet you could. You know, I
All out sprint for that long. In a marathon, he beat me.
Can I tell you something?
Yes, please.
I've never told you.
Tell me.
It's bragging. Is it okay?
Go.
So in high school, I was all state in track, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Okay?
What? How did I not know this?
Who cares? 10th and 12th was sprint relays, so it wasn't by myself.
Okay.
11th grade, there was a race that I did, the 800 meter. It is 2 laps around, and it's the only time I ever did track, like in high school, where I was just by myself, and I never practiced for it. I just wanted to go to track meets to meet girls.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I'll just do the 800. And
you hadn't practiced for this?
No.
Did your coach
I was
know you
playing
were gonna do
baseball.
it?
I didn't run. We didn't even practice for track. We were playing baseball, and we would just,
Oh, my gosh.
me and 2 other guys would drive to a track meet in a single cab truck. We were the track team. Because the coach was like, anybody want to do track? Nobody wanted to because it's running. It's not fun.
Yeah.
But we were like, let's go and talk to girls. And so we all went. One of them ran the mile, one ran sprints, and I ran the 800. And so we didn't have to compete against each other. And I kept doing too good. So I had to keep doing it. And then I got to district meet and I got like first or second, had to go to state, got like first or second. So then I had to go, they call it the meet of champs, and they take the top 2 people from each division in the state. And it's like the main, like the biggest track meet. And I remember thinking like, I just don't want to get last. Don't want to get last. And I didn't. I beat one guy. 5 other dudes beat me because they're getting out there and they're like doing this. And I'm like, I've only ever ran 800 meters at track meets.
You've never even practiced.
No. I was running poles at baseball, which is you just jog as slow as you can.
Okay.
So I could beat Will Ferrell in 800.
Yeah.
After that, he could probably take me. I don't know if I could do
his marathon time is impressive.
I'm going to say he's got the endurance. I think I could still get him on the 800. Because the trick to the 800 is you start out fast and you just stay fast.
Hey guys, if you're listening, that's the trick to it. This is how you
figured
do
it out. Actually, the trick is
That's crazy.
You got to get around the first turn near the front, but you don't want to gas yourself. So go as fast as you can to be in the top 2.
Yeah, you don't want to get behind.
You don't want to lead. You don't want to be first because they merge after that first turn. So after you get the first turn, everybody merges to that inside lane. So you don't want to stay on the outside as long as you can. So you want to get up in the front, but you don't want to be first because then you're setting the pace.
Yeah.
And people else get to coast. You just stay behind the first 1 or 2. And then my thing was I was good at sprints. So I was faster on the sprint than these guys, but they're in better shape. So I would just stay. I would stay in the top, 4 or 5, stay close enough. And then when I get in that last 100 meters, I just sprint. And they, I could beat them in the sprint.
That's amazing.
That was how I did it.
You've done full marathons. You've done halves.
Well, I don't pluralize that. I've done 1 full marathon.
Okay.
Don't give me more credit than I need.
But you trained for that really hard. I remember you actually pushed a stroller. You documented a lot of it. I watched some of your videos.
I had never ran more than 6 miles at one time, and I ran a marathon. So I didn't train for that.
So apparently, if you really do want to run a marathon, the only thing that you really should do is you should be able to run 8 miles. If you can run 8 consistently, you should be able to do.
That's what the ladies. I said that wrong. I connected and talked to the ladies that run the Little Rock Marathon, and that's what they said. I was like, I didn't really train very well. They're like, it's overrated. They said pretty much just go out there and do it.
Some mental,
Okay.
yeah.
Just gotta
So right now, we think we could beat
Everything
Will
but
Ferrell
the mile.
in a foot race.
That's good. For this segment, what do? We just rank it 1, 2, 4, 8, and 1600?
Yeah. We got him on the faster.
Very seldom am I going to say I'm going to lose at the 800 because I'm so overconfident.
You're very
even though I have not ran that since 11th grade. I didn't even run it my senior year. I was like, I was one of the top 6 in the state, and I didn't even run it my senior year.
You're like, I'm tired.
I was like,
of this.
that's too far because you got to sprint 2 laps.
That's still
yeah, man.
Right now, there's a guy who has a podcast, and he's the one guy that you beat from that all whatever, and he's a very depressing podcast.
It's called Last Place.
Last Place with something, right?
With Tim Tebow.
Oh, sorry, Tim.
Not that Tim. It's a different Tim.
Different Tim. Yeah, Tim Tebow. The Teboe. So this is Will Ferrell.
Do we do Will It Rock?
Doing our. Do we not?
No, we didn't. We skipped to the foot race.
The question on everyone's mind: will it rock?
The answer is
probably yes.
Yes.
Have they done anything to
Yes. The other guys. The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson were the 2 hotshot cops.
You're right. They are the other
They
guys.
jumped off the roof at the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible.
You're right.
I love one of my favorite things in a movie. They just like jumped off like they're dead?
Yeah,
Samuel Jackson?
right out of the gate.
And they're
You're right. Okay.
But it's funny because in movies, these guys that are like, it's like, that is the anti-Fast and Furious. They can do whatever they want. They don't get hurt. They recover immediately.
Yep.
Bruises go away in 2 hours.
Jumped off the roof and died.
Yeah, like we just jump it. And they died. So, yeah, it will rock.
It will rock.
It's the quickest will it rock ever.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah. Will it rock?
Will it Ferrell?
Will it rock? Will it rock?
Will I am.
Will Ferrell.
Will I am Ferrell it rock.
Black Eyed Peas.
My hump. I almost started singing again.
Oh my God.
It's inappropriate. It's amazing when you grow up and you realize that the songs you sang along to as like a teenager were like, oh, that was super
Cisco. It's
well, I think we knew that. We knew that one was off. Okay, that was a little more
Cisco.
obvious.
Gross.
Baby, make it a booty go. She got dumps like a truck. Guys like what?
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Baby, sing it again.
It's the same. It's the same verse 3 times.
And he's still making money from
he's
this.
still making money. Who's playing that? I hope
I
not
can't tell you my
anyone.
playlist.
Who's on your Spotify rap?
Baby, make it a booty go.
This is so wrong. All right, this is Patreon.
This is their last. They're unsubscribed. They literally are.
Not.
Hit the heart button.
Hey, we're gonna reveal in a couple of weeks. We're gonna reveal on December 30th who the winner is, and hopefully it will be you. You guys have a really good chance. So
you could win.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting this.
Yeah, for
it
real.
means a lot to us, and you give us the energy. You're literally the wind beneath.
Oh, I was gonna say that, but you said it better.
Finish it.
Wind beneath our hippogriff wings. Hippogriff wings. It's like a horse with a wings or something. This dang fluid dang there took my head off flying by. I said, Marge, what was that contraption? It was like 2 puppy dogs glued together flying through the air. And she says to me, Tim, take down the flag.
Tim and
I was
Marge.
watching news and it is time to bring that thing. I got to buy a card on eBay.
Yeah.
Let's close her up. Let's close her up. Hey, thank you guys so much for coming to my TED Talk.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Explain Everything podcast. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Explain Everything Podcast. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but you're already here. We love you. No, actually, we're in love with you. Thanks for coming on our TED Talk. Bye.